You're listening to Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Hey, what's up, world? This is Brandon.
And this is Alex.
And we're filmmakers.
And again, we're not drinking any bourbon.
Man, what's going on?
What are you drinking?
We're falling apart over here.
What are you drinking over there? What do you got in that glass?
I'm just drinking water today, man.
And I got a Diet Coke.
Why would we do such a thing?
Well, keeping with this month's theme, we're doing these world countries.
Yeah, we're exploring filmmaking in all places of the world. Specifically, some lesser-known places that people might not think of when you say filmmaking.
Yeah.
And so far, that's been Kenya.
Yep, in the Philippines.
Today, we explore...
Qatar.
Is it Qatar?
Qatar. It's Qatar, I think.
Okay.
It's mostly I was listening to a pronunciation guide, and if you say Qatar, it's closer to the Arabic pronunciation than Qatar.
So it's less offensive.
I don't know if either one's offensive. We're trying.
Yeah.
So Qatar. We'll go with Qatar from now on.
Yeah. So if you're not sure, you may have you've heard about this place. If you're a human, this place is significant.
It really is. Where is it, by the way?
It occupies the peninsula that extends into the Persian Gulf. They butt right up against Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
They're like a little offshoot, the country is only, you can get from one side of the country to the other in about 3 hours.
So it's smaller than our home state.
It is unbelievably tiny.
Smaller than Ohio.
But it is unbelievably wealthy.
That's what I've heard.
Its influence extends way beyond its geographical footprint.
You sound like a textbook right now.
Wow.
Is it rich in oil, would you say?
Yeah. Well, not only is it rich in oil, this is crazy. Thanks to the internets and National Geographic, they actually have the largest single reserve of natural gas in the world. And it's about half the size of the entire country.
Whoa, like the one pool, the one reserve?
I don't know.
Wow.
Whatever it is.
That's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. But, I'm going to be hesitant of getting too deep into the geography. We've had some people speak up on Twitter.
Know. They're saying, shut up! Tell us about the film!
Some of our fans, some of our loyal followers are like, guys.
They're revolting.
They're like, quit talking about this stuff.
Fine.
But you know what I said? I said, you know what? No. It's important.
We need a little bit of backstory.
It's important for us to talk about filmmaking all over the world.
It's got to be a base.
And we got to start somewhere. There's some people that aren't as knowledgeable as others. They don't know what Qatar is. They don't know where it's at. They don't know what their population is.
If we just jumped right into the film and it was a little different than a film here, you would have no
there's no
why,
context.
You need
But we're talking about a place that has 768,000 people. And the capital's the capital's a major city, Doha.
Yeah.
They're Muslim, and hence that's why today
we're not drinking.
We want to honor.
Yeah, they're under Sharia law.
Yeah, so we want to respect that.
Exactly.
Because people have different viewpoints, and we respect those viewpoints. And so there's filmmakers out there who don't drink for various reasons. Mm-hmm. We abstained when we had our friend Anthony on the show because he's a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah. So
we abstained. And so in this instance, we're going to abstain again.
Exactly. We're respecting their national religion and not drinking.
Although I do feel that maybe we should have been drinking oil. Because they have a lot of oil. That's like their thing.
We'd die. We would no longer be around.
So it seems like a pretty interesting place. They got a lot going on. They landed the World Cup.
I did hear
this tiny little speck of a country is hosting the largest sporting event in the world in 2022.
Is it really the largest sporting event in the world?
I'm going to go ahead and say that the World Cup is the largest sporting event in the world. I would challenge you on that.
Interesting. The Olympics are not the largest sporting event in the world?
I don't think so.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to say World Cup's a bigger deal.
In the Olympics?
Yeah, no one cares about half of the things going on in the Olympics.
Oh.
Everyone cares about every single game in the World Cup.
Oh, I disagree.
Wow.
Wholeheartedly.
Wow.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Well, that's fine. It's okay to disagree.
Exactly. We disagree on a lot of stuff.
So let's jump into this. Here's the real question. Sure. And this is what we set out to do.
Yeah.
Is there actually filmmaking going on in Qatar?
That's something I want to know.
That's what the people want to know.
Yeah.
That's what our listeners want to know. Matter of fact, they spoke out and said, "Start talking about filmmaking, guys."
And that's what we're about to do right now.
So I'm going to jump to it.
Go for it. Do they have a film institute?
Absolutely, they do.
Really?
Yeah, the Doha Film Institute is pretty much all you need to know. You go to the DohaFilmInstitute.com, go to Doha Film, at Doha Film on Twitter. This organization, and it may or may not be government run. I wasn't able to pull those details down.
Yeah.
We don't want to get too,
Political.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's an amazing organization. The website is beautiful. They have grants for filmmakers and for Qatari filmmakers. They have a film festival. They have educational programs for kids. They have a kids film festival. They have a film fund. They have all of this stuff that is unbelievably well organized, really well designed, definitely worth your time. I recommend after the show, go to the site, check it out. There's some really cool stuff. They have a great channel on Vimeo.
Yeah. At Doha Film Institute.
Yeah, and there's a ton of trailers on there. The one disappointment though was I couldn't find any of the full-length films anywhere.
Huh.
So I here's these films that look great.
Yeah.
They're interesting, a different
Like
worldview.
Well produced.
Hey, I would like to watch this. And then all I get's a trailer. There's nowhere to watch it.
Are these films in Qatar are they competing worldwide? Are they going
Yeah,
to film festivals?
they had there was some stuff that was in Sundance.
Wow. Very cool.
So there's definitely things happening. I think what we're finding, just like with Nairobi, that the key issue is distribution. It's hard to get exposure to some of these films outside of these regions.
Yeah. Do they typically? Were you able to find out if they tackle issues within Qatar?
Yeah,
or
there's all sorts of genres they're playing on. They're
like
definitely
action films.
Yeah.
And stuff?
Now, granted, there is the government of Qatar is pretty we'll say what's the word? They want to control the content.
Yeah.
And so they are
restrictive.
Yeah, they're finding they have standards that they want to adhere to for their point of view. And so, yes, if you spoke up in a direction that did not align with the leadership, there's
silence
a
you.
good chance that
Your film.
your film and you may not be received well.
Ah, gotcha. Do they? How are they with Western films? Do they show a lot of Western films?
According to the Film Institute, they list all the cinemas in Doha, which is basically the only major city there.
Yeah.
And there's like 6 or 7 theaters, and they're playing things like Ride Along with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart, and all the major Hollywood films, Star Wars, they're all there.
Wow. Do they restrict some other films though?
Yes, there's 2 films that I know of that are contemporary. One would be Aronofsky's Noah.
Mm-hmm. Because of the religious issues?
Yeah, because whenever you're dealing with artistic portrayals of religious figures, they get a little touchy.
Yep, that makes sense.
And they restricted, they've banned for immoral content the Danish Girl.
Oh, because it deals with transgender issues and stuff.
Yeah, which I've heard it's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah, I really want to see that film. But yeah, interesting.
And just so you know, we on the show do not stand for discrimination of any kind.
No, not at all.
We support freedom of speech. So
yeah, we do. But that makes sense that because of their very restrictive religious laws under Sharia that they would ban that.
Yeah, I mean, if God tells them they can't show it, then I guess you got to listen to God.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So again, I mean, I don't have a ton of information about specific directors. They're all on the Doha internet channel and Vimeo. You can see all the directors. There's a lot of diversity. There's female directors, male directors. There's a lot going on. It's just I couldn't get a hold of any one film and watch it to have an informed, educated opinion to say you really need to watch this person or that person.
For sure.
It was kind of like I had a sampling.
Yeah.
Basically, go there and check it out. There's really cool things happening.
Yeah. Do some digging. I kind of want to watch one of these now.
I know.
Check out.
I know.
What's going on?
So here's my question.
Go ahead.
Because you were assigned this task.
Yes.
If I were watching a film in Qatar and I decided, you know what, I'd really like a nice glass of bourbon, could you even get one?
You can. But, and there's a huge but attached to that.
So here we are. This is a segment we'll call How to Get Bourbon in Qatar.
In Qatar. So there's 2 ways. Actually, first, I'll start it off this way. You cannot be a Muslim. You cannot get alcohol if you're a Muslim because of Sharia law.
Okay, so that outrules lots of people.
Right there. But according to this blog site I found by a guy named Kenton Murray, who is an expatriate living in Qatar. He says there's a lot of expatriates from various countries that live in Qatar. I said Qatar. That live in Qatar that like to drink alcohol. So he compiled this whole post about how you go about getting alcohol.
Why are they making an exception? I guess my question is if someone feels strongly enough to regulate an entire country, why make an exception for a foreigner or an expatriate? You should play by the rules of the land, right?
But they want to be received well by foreign countries. So they're trying to play nice. You're a foreigner, yeah, we'll allow you.
Carve out an exemption.
Exactly. So the same reason they show Western films, and they like that influence of these expatriates, of these Westerners, of these non-Qatari people.
Because is it because we buy the oil?
Maybe, but they just want to play nice. They want to be well received by the rest of the world. But there's two ways to get it if you are an expatriate or non-Muslim resident.
And real quick, when you say, do you have to be an expatriate?
No, you just have to be a
non-Muslim.
Non-Muslim, but I since that's their national religion.
Yeah,
I find it hard to believe that there are a lot of people there that aren't Muslim.
Sure, or most people aren't moving there if they're not Muslim.
Exactly.
Hey, let's go post up shop in Doha.
Yeah.
Although if you're a filmmaker, it seems like the place to be.
Yeah, it's would you say emerging market?
Yeah, it's it's the thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so there are two places if you would like to enjoy a glass of bourbon with your movie. You can go to a 4 or 5 star hotel.
Okay.
To the bar in the hotel.
Okay.
Or there are various other bars. Or you can go to this place called the Qatar Distribution Company.
All right.
And it's the single liquor store in the entire country.
Okay.
On the outskirts of Doha. But when you go there, don't go during Ramadan because it's closed.
Okay.
And don't go any time around Ramadan because the lines get really long.
All right.
According to Kenton Murray. But when you do go outside of Ramadan, you need to bring a few things with you. First of all, you need to bring your resident permit that shows that you're in the country legally.
Okay.
Second, you need to bring permission from your sponsor or your employer, whoever you're there in the country to do business with.
Okay.
And that's saying that they give you permission to drink and they think that it's not going to change you for the worse.
Sure.
Next, you need to bring $300 or 1,000 Qatari dollar deposit in order to actually buy anything.
So it's essentially like a large tax.
Well, you put down a deposit. Yeah.
Well, do you get it back?
Yes, I think.
It seems like a lot that you got to do in order to get a drink.
Yeah. So you get your deposit back eventually.
Okay.
But if you break any of these rules that I'm going to mention next, you don't get it back.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, your residence permit, permission from your employer, 1,000 Qatari dollar, 300 American dollar deposit. Next, you have to go upstairs in this place, the Qatar Distribution Company. You have to.
What happens upstairs?
You have to take part in an interview with a board of people, and you have to prove that you're not a Muslim.
Okay.
And you basically have to prove that you're a decent human being and that you're not a drunk, you're not wasting all of your money on
So it's
alcohol.
like a character review.
Yes.
Are you good enough?
Yeah. Are we going to allow you to leave here with a minuscule amount of liquor?
Maybe we should start doing that on the show with guests.
Oh, my God.
We have to, interview them and give them a full-on character interview before we give them a proper pour.
Before you sip that, tell me about your monthly income. Yeah. So basically, I mean, that's
what is
part
your
of it.
relationship with your wife?
Yeah, exactly. Again, you can't be a Muslim. You can't give any of the liquor that you purchase to Muslims. You can be jailed.
So no, you can't be the kid saying, "Hey,
I'll buy
go in there and buy
you."
me a sixer."
No. That's extremely illegal. And so your monthly purchases, you can only go in there like so often, and you can only buy so much per month. And your monthly limit is based on your income. So if you only make a certain amount of money, they don't want you blowing all that on Buffalo Trace or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want you going for the Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah, or just any liquor.
Sure.
Yeah, they don't want you spending too much
But if
of
you
your money.
have money, you can drink all you want.
Depending,
Right?
yeah. I mean, it seems to be that money rules.
If you have money and power, you can drink more bourbon
can
than
do
your
whatever.
heart's content.
Yeah. So if you want the easy way, just go to a hotel bar because you can just show them your passport
And then they pour it for you.
and they pour it for you. You don't have to go through an interview.
Can a resident pour?
What?
Can a resident pour? Like if you're a resident is there a Muslim resident bartender who lives in, or are those all expatriates? They're the bartenders.
I didn't find any information on who the bartenders were.
You know, like if you go to a restaurant and somebody's underage, they have to get somebody else to bring the drink to you.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like in some states, if you're underage, like they can't actually serve you the alcohol. Someone else has to come bring it to you.
You're not allowed to get them alcohol by like roundabout ways either, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're
know what
18 in Indiana that you can't get alcohol. Regardless.
What I'm saying is like sometimes at like the grocery store or whatever, they have to get somebody to come over and put in their code to ring it up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Never mind.
I don't know.
We're getting on a sidetrack here. Yeah. We're going to get yelled at on Twitter. You guys are going on too many tangents. We love you guys out there. By the way, we love our listeners.
Yeah.
We love your feedback. You guys are amazing.
Basically what we're trying to get at is that it's really, really hard to get alcohol in Qatar. But when you do, it's also really, really expensive. For example, like your cheap beer, like a Bud Light or something, is about $13 at a bar.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
So here's the thing this is where I would say, let's imagine me and you are there right now.
Yes.
And we have gone through the hurdles.
Mm-hmm.
We've passed the test.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a proper pour.
Yeah. Are you talking about at a bar or at the
I'm talking
Qatar
about
distribution company?
Either way.
Okay.
We sit down. We've got our pour.
We do.
We now have access to the Doha Film Festival library.
Ooh. Yeah.
The next thing I'm going to say to you is, what have you been watching, buddy?
In Qatar. That's what you're going to say.
I'm going to say, what have you been watching?
What have you been watching? Well, I was watching these great films from Doha.
But yeah.
In real life here?
Yeah, I mean, that was a segue.
Yeah.
Do you like that? That was nice. That
was interesting.
That was an interesting, fun segue. Yeah. That's what you do when you're a professional.
You got me dreaming of being in Doha, sipping on some bourbon, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we understand what it takes. You got to do a lot to get the bourbon.
Yeah.
And there's an unbelievable film scene.
It's crazy. By the way, you and I are pretty much dressed for any bar in Doha.
Yeah. We're ready to go.
If you were wearing a traditional Arab garb, you would not be allowed in.
No, you got to be a Westerner.
Seriously, though, I found that out.
The Westerner is the way to go.
Anyway, what have I been watching? I just finished Making a Murderer, the documentary
little
series
doc series everybody's
Netflix.
hyped up about.
Yeah, it was interesting. You know, it could just be brilliant filmmaking, but I have a sense that dude got really screwed by everybody. So, but it could just be really brilliant filmmaking, like I said.
Yeah, I've heard some other people comment and said they think he
did it.
He's guilty, and it was the film. It was the show that
twisted it.
Yeah.
First of all, why would you want to twist it that much?
I don't know.
And second of all, if you actually watched it, there's almost no way that you could take away, oh, he's guilty.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I watched that.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah.
Because there's some people sitting on the sidelines saying, I don't know if I'm going to jump in. The masses are telling me to watch it. Should I?
Go watch it.
All
it's really interesting. It's 10 episodes. Each one's about an hour long, a little over an hour. So it's 10 hours of programming. You'll get sucked in. I mean, it's worth just do it over 2 days. Just binge it.
Okay.
Get it done. Sip some bourbon while you're at it.
And then not only will you have watched something that's of value, but then you can weigh in on the conversation.
Yeah, you can say, hey, did he do it? Did he not do it?
You'll be culturally relevant.
For sure. And that's what's important. Otherwise, you're just falling away. You just become insignificant.
I watched something pretty cool.
I don't really care. What'd you watch?
You will care.
Yeah.
Because I think you like this film.
Huh.
Ex Machina.
Ooh.
Or Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
I don't know how to say it.
Ex Machina.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic, right?
It was really good. It was a good film. I was impressed. I liked the pace.
Oscar Isaac.
I liked the tone. I really liked everything about it, to be honest. It was really good. The one supporting actor, same guy who was in The Revenant.
He's like the main actor in that.
Well, the redhead computer guy.
That's what I mean.
I'm
Ex
not
Machina,
convinced that he's that great of an actor.
What's
everything he does
Dominic
just falls completely flat for me.
Really?
Yeah. Like he's not even.
That's how he was supposed to be in there.
Well, yeah, but I feel like everybody says that when people can't act like that. They're like, oh, that's how they're supposed to be. He seems like a nice guy. I mean, I'd love to have him on the show.
Domhnall Gleeson.
I'd love to have him on the show by all means, but
Domhnall Gleeson's his name.
I feel like he's falling a little flat for me.
I don't know.
And that's okay. I fall flat for a lot of people.
But again, that could be the roles that he's being cast for.
Sure.
You know?
Could be. So, but I really liked it.
What'd you think of the CG, the robot effects on
It was good.
Ava?
Yeah, it was good. I feel like it was appropriate for the story they were telling, and I thought it was really well done. I will say though that I caught on really early the whole entire bit.
Yeah, don't give it
because I
away.
even texted you as I'm watching it. I texted you like, oh, by the way, here's the entire film,
and I texted you back. Stop guessing. Jesus,
yeah, just
stop
enjoy
guessing.
the film.
Yeah, just watch.
But
anyway,
the one main girl, she was great.
Alicia,
so cute.
Yeah, she's
What
good.
a cutie.
Fun-
and then Poe from Star Wars.
Oscar Isaacs, yeah,
That guy.
fantastic.
Wow.
There's a whole.
He was amazing.
This doesn't give anything away, but there's a whole dance sequence.
This
some
film
point.
is worth watching just to see the dance sequence.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really out of nowhere, and
God.
it's bizarre and amazing.
We might just have to post that clip on the website.
Yeah, that's
'cause
postable.
It's so
Sure.
good.
That's
Oh,
postable.
man.
Yeah. Speaking of the website, what do you think? We got a new website.
We do. So we tweeted it out. I think it's
FDBpodcast.com. The same website, but a different look.
way more organized.
Yeah.
clean.
And one of the things that we're doing now is we're implementing weekly the top 5.
Yeah.
We just think it's a fun way to get a post up, to kind of wrap up a little bit about what we talk about on the show and post a place to put our links. It's a little better organized.
So this week it'll be like top 5 things you need to bring to get alcohol at the Qatar distribution center.
that could work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. A waiver for your soul.
Yes, yes. So yeah, it was a really good film. I watched that, and then me and my family just wrapped up Gordimer Gibbons.
I saw your wife post this.
Secret Life. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up here.
Yeah.
Gordimer Gibbon. It's an Amazon original series, and it is just really good. It's called Gordimer Gibbon's Life on Normal Street. And there's 3 friends, and every show has this just great little charming formula where something sort of like out of the ordinary happens, and it could be magical, maybe not, and then they have to like resolve this conflict. But it's just really fun and really well written and well shot, and there's some really nice camera moves and setups. And I think that even as an adult, if you don't have kids, you will really enjoy this series from a filmmaking point of view.
Really?
Yeah.
But if you do have kids, it's even better.
If you do have
all
kids,
of you can enjoy it.
If you do have kids, you're going to be super excited that these are really well done TV shows that are way, I believe, just on a different level than normal kid shows.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like, you check one out. Watch one. It's like 22 minutes.
What's
Watch
the
one.
general gist of the show? Life on Normal Street.
Okay, so season 2, episode 1.
Day in the life.
Season 2, episode 1, Gordimer discovers it's time for a new wardrobe. And he's shopping with his mom, and he discovers the power of the blazer. And he puts on a blazer, and now he's got this sort of grown-up stigma. And as he's walking out, the town mayor sees him, and she's like, "You look sharp, kid." And it clicks, and next thing you know, he starts working for the mayor. It's just a lot of it's really fun. And like he walks into school with his blazer on, and everybody's like winking at him like, "You're the man." And so it's like the blazer becomes this sort of magical thing. But the problem is, the real conflict is now he's changing as a person, and his 2 best friends, Mel and Ranger, are like, "We don't even know who you are anymore ever since you got that blazer."
Wow.
And it's really funny. And then at the end, it kind of comes full circle. I won't give it away because it's worth watching. I highly recommend, if you're going to check it out, check out season 2, episode 1, The Blazer. It's really fun.
So it's just good family comedy.
It's just good
kinda
filmmaking is what it is. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So for anybody that has kids or not, go check out.
But I will say the main character,
Gibbons.
Gordimer, falls a little flat for me.
That's an interesting name, by the way.
He falls a little flat. And he's a kid. I don't want to be too hard,
Is
but
he played by Domhnall Gleeson?
it's his son.
Bob Gleeson.
Anyway, check that out. It's really good.
Huh.
And so that's what I've been
Okay.
watching. So what else is going on, man? What have you been working on?
Before we continue, apologies to Domhnall Gleeson. I think you're a
Sorry,
great actor.
Domino. I think you're great. Clearly,
Yeah.
you're in more films than I'm in.
Yeah.
You're doing better than I am.
You're great as General Hux in Star
as
Wars.
a commentator, as a person who is on a show that comments on these things. That's what we do, and I have to comment that in my personal preference, it falls a little flat. I'm
fine.
sorry.
Yeah, Brandon comments. I apologize for him. So, and on we go.
We can't all be great in this world. You know what I mean?
No, we can't.
So anyway,
No, we can't. Well, that's cool. What about working on? What have you been working on?
I like that you flipped it. That
I
was
did,
nice.
yeah.
I came at you, and then you were like, "No, I'm going to bring it back to you."
Exactly.
I've got a couple things, man. I'm getting into sort of the next phase of the post-production process on Kill Game. I got a
Which is our short film that we've teased a bunch of times.
Yep, I got a nice rough cut on it, and then I stepped away so I could come back with fresh eyes.
Cool.
So that's going on. I've been doing a lot of pre-production. I've sent out at least, I don't know, 7 or 8 proposal treatments.
Wow.
So I got a lot of stuff that's hanging out there waiting. I'm waiting to hear back on. So I know a lot of our listeners probably have that same feeling.
That's good.
Sometimes there's, this industry ebbs and flows. We go up and down, and sometimes we're busy. Other times, it's just kind of how it is.
Yeah. Well, it's like you cast 100 lines to catch, one fish.
Sure.
So
Yeah. So I've been doing that. We got a new project that I just emailed you about. You're coming with me.
Yeah.
We're going to Waukesha,
Waukesha.
Oshkosh, Bagash.
Waukesha.
We're going to Waukesha,
Wisconsin.
It's near
Wisconsin.
It's near Milwaukee,
For all you Wisconsinites.
and it's a brand documentary. We're gonna
is.
shoot some stuff and talk about things that people sell.
Yeah. That's what we're good at.
So that'll be fun. And
Excited to go more traveling adventures.
Yeah.
Up to Waukesha.
Yes. So that's cool. And then I am also in pre-production for a feature-length documentary.
You
I
are.
talked about that last week a little bit. So
I know. I'm super excited about that.
yeah, I'm at the phase now where I'm starting to get a number
for sure.
that I'm going to have to ask for money.
You're pitching to potential investors,
Hey, yeah.
producers,
Yep.
etc. It's gonna be good.
So that's where I'm at. What about you? What do you got hopping?
What do I got hopping? Not much is hopping, but I'm wrapping up a few things. So that Chicago project that I talked about a while ago, the big green screen deal.
You did like a green screen arama.
For sure. So that project is just about done, and we should be able to put that out shortly here in the next week or two, which I'm excited about that because that was a big deal. Kill Game, obviously, we share that same project, and I'm excited for that to keep going. Other than that,
For those of you listening, he just kind of gave me a look as if I need to get
please,
I need to get back on
step it up.
the ball. He's kind of judging me right now.
Well, that's like our.
You know what? Let me bring this up.
Go ahead.
We had this conversation on the phone. I think it was last night.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about these sorts of things, and you had mentioned something I thought was interesting. We'll see if our listeners, maybe are nodding their heads, empathizing with this. But as a DP, you feel a little bit trapped, or there's an unfair advantage because although you may unbelievably shoot or light something, somebody in post-production could totally ruin it.
Exactly.
And hence give you a bad reputation.
Exactly. That's
so elaborate on that idea, and let's see. We would love to hear from you guys out there. If you cinematographer DPs are listening, tweet us, chime in. Do you agree with Alex that sometimes you feel like you get sort of spat on by poor post-production decisions?
I won't even say spat on, and I won't even just restrain it to the cinematographer, the DP position. I'll say, filmmaking is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Compartmentalized. It's broken up, right? You have all these positions.
Specialized.
It's very specialized. You have all these positions doing one or two very specific things throughout the process. So the editor, the director, the DP, production designer, all that jazz, the colorist, motion graphics. From my perspective, so just simply from a DP's perspective, I could light and shoot something, like you said, fantastically. It could go, and there could be a bad edit, a bad color, bad whatever, just post in general. It could be rendered out at the wrong settings and, just treated poorly after I'm done with it. And then that's the only thing I'm left with to show to future potential clients is, hey, this is the project that I just did.
Right.
And then they have to judge you on the final piece, not what could have been.
Right. Or if the other result would be you just have a reel full of a bunch of raw footage.
Which doesn't work out. And there are a lot of people that get a hold of the raw footage from projects and recolor it themselves and
pull a clip for the reel.
Yeah, just for the reel. But
have you done that?
No. There are probably 2 or 3 clips that I've recolored specifically. Amped up the color contrast or whatever. Nothing crazy. But that's kind of the world we live in. Like even as let's say as an editor, you could have the most fantastic edit that you've ever done in your entire life, but if the footage wasn't good to begin with, or the content's not good, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, or the director could come in and just be like, no.
Yeah, and change it, edit it himself.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just a weird world that we live in.
Yeah.
Where you're judged on the sum of a bunch of parts that, you only did one thing.
Yeah.
But they judge you on the whole thing. So.
Yeah, good point.
It's weird.
Anyway, I just thought that was something we'd throw out. It was an interesting conversation me and you had.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's what this podcast is about. It really evolved from mine and yours, like, conversations that we normally have.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I was like, we should talk about that on the show.
Exactly. Every time we call each other, we hear glasses clinking in the background, rocks.
The music kicks in. Yeah. Hey, Alex. Hey, this is Brandon. This is Alex.
By the way, every time I try to imitate our theme song, it ends up becoming the NFL, like Fox NFL.
Yeah, it's definitely not it. It's like a crazy pirate theme song.
I know, but every time I try to do it, it's like
This actually the theme song is through Audio Network.
And we've had on.
They've been on the show before. Yeah.
Great,
and so
great people.
This was just one of those when I sourced the music, you got to start somewhere.
For sure. I wonder if
when I sourced it
was recorded at the Abbey Road Studios.
I think it was.
Ooh.
And when I sourced it, it just felt right. It felt kind of like a drunken pirate theme.
That's perfect.
And I felt like that's kind of what we're about.
We are. We're drunken film pirates.
Yeah. So
not that we still steal anything.
Yeah, don't pirate films. Yeah.
Just sailing the high seas of this wonderful industry.
To piggyback off of the cinematography little side conversation we just had.
For sure.
Did you see the article? I'm not sure where it was. I think I forwarded it to you. That was all of the cameras used in the Oscar-nominated films.
You did, yeah. I saw that.
That was pretty interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, now, for those of you, if you haven't seen it, basically it looks like this. Ari, Red Dragon,
Red.
Ari, Ari.
And that's how it typically is.
Okay.
Last year, I think it was all Ari.
Yeah.
Like all the best cinematography, best picture nominations were all shot on Ari.
And we've had this discussion before on camera formats and whatnot, because the Red, I believe, tries to emulate the Ari, right?
Well, the new one, the Red Dragon, the color science is a little better, or a lot better, and the dynamic range is a lot better. But yeah, the colors are much closer, to what the
the profile,
Alexa, produces. So, but yeah, they're finally, getting their day.
It's going to be interesting. Have you heard any buzz recently going on as far as camera stuff? NAB's in the spring. I'm starting to get emails, since we're now press.
Yeah, so am I.
We're going to be at NAB.
Hey, come visit us in
we're getting blasted.
Yeah.
We're getting blasted with emails from NAB. Have you heard anything? Or what's
nothing on the camera front.
Because that's the thing people on the filmmaking side get probably most amped about.
Yeah.
What's the new camera?
Well, here's what I think. I think that the big thing at NAB is going to probably be the 8K VistaVision red weapon.
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to be the big show, You
don't think it's going to be VR stuff?
That's hasn't really.
People are going nuts about it.
A lot.
Everybody's going crazy.
It'd be cool to shoot something.
There's a guy. I just listened to a TED Radio Hour, and there was a guy who he's shooting films in that format, and you can basically you're interacting in the film. You look around
everywhere. It captures everything. And
everywhere you look,
you
choose where to look.
Exactly.
I just feel like that would make me so sick and dizzy.
I don't know. I think that potentially will be a big thing in the future. It's going to take a while.
Here's the thing. They have got to solve the dizziness issue.
Why?
Dude, have you ever put one on?
A VR headset?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, my God. It makes me want to throw up. Motion sickness like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, because it's unnatural.
Because it's like two
I don't know.
two screens, one for each eye.
It's bizarre. It messes with me. It probably messes with about 50% of the population. There's a certain group of the population that it doesn't bother them, and they're like, "This is the coolest thing ever."
How long did you have it on for?
Like not even 15 seconds,
Really?
and I was like, I just took it off. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, because I know that there are certain guidelines on how long you should wear those things. So if and when that does start becoming a big deal, like VR films, they're probably going to be short films, really short films at first.
Yeah.
Until, like you said, they can solve the issues. But no, I've never tried it.
Either that, or they'll just
Wanted
have
to.
like puke buckets next to all the.
Yeah, puke and rally. Just keep going.
You'll make
watching!
it through. It's like,
You've only got another hour left.
what? Can you imagine watching The Revenant?
I was just
in
about to
VR?
say that.
You're just like
Yeah.
looking around, and there's just like blood.
I don't want to watch myself get attacked
death
by a
and-
bear, so I'm going to look
yeah.
off the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be weird once they start incorporating like 4D stuff, motion chairs, and you feel the leg bite, like the bear bite into your leg.
My daughter hates 4D. She
Yeah.
hates all those 4D experiences.
Why?
She just does.
I think it's great.
She hates that little thing that pokes you in the back in the water. Psh,
Yeah. I think
it's
it's
kind
great.
of cheesy.
The smells and
It's kind of stupid.
I think it's fantastic. They're
We saw a good one at the Chicago Aquarium. It
Did
was pretty good.
I haven't been there yet.
It's like this dinosaur under the water thing. It's pretty good.
The shed aquarium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Dinosaur under the water.
Man, we are all over the place. Where are we going?
How did we're getting into the future of
we
film here.
we started with Qatar, and now we're
way off track.
We're in the depths of the oceans.
we're in the film desert now.
Yeah. What else are you excited about?
What am I excited about? You brought up NAB, and I am actually really excited about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
How are we gonna even tackle that? There's so many vendors. There's so what do we?
Well,
maybe we should ask our listeners. What do you listeners?
Huh.
Hello, listeners. Attention.
Hello.
We know you're listening because you comment on our geography. We know you're listening out there.
Yeah. Riddle me
what
this.
do you want from NAB? You guys are the listeners. You maybe don't have the time, money, or resources to get to NAB. We do. We are there for you. What do you want us to cover?
Is it all gear? Is it programs? Is it?
Do you want to know? You want to talk to software companies? Do you want to talk to somebody from Premiere
Should
or
it
After
all
Effects?
be about drones? Is it all?
Yeah,
This
is
is
it
just drones, right?
all drones all the time.
Yeah. Is it all cameras?
Do you want camera talk? Do you want to know
Lenses,
about sliders?
lighting.
And, yeah,
They have everything. A little bit of everything. Yeah.
yeah. Do you want a review?
In fact, I think we should put this out as a Twitter poll. I think we should say,
That's good.
what do you want
That's
from
good.
NAB? And list off 4 different things. And then the last one being a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Put it out there. See what our listeners think.
All right, that's it. There's a Twitter poll.
Yep.
If you're listening to this right now, go to the FTB Podcast Twitter because it's already up.
Yeah.
Because that's how we do
And
things.
answer it. Is there a limit, like a length of time that these things last for, the polls?
The poll will last for 24 hours
24 hours. So you have 1 day
to weigh in.
Weigh in. Yep. And based on that, that's how we're going to tackle NAB.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we listen. We listen here.
Yeah. You listen to us and we listen to you. There's a full circle
Wow.
of
You're,
appreciation
that was
going
great.
on here.
That
Yeah.
was well done.
See what happens when we don't have bourbon and I'm stuck with
Wow,
Diet
it's
Coke?
like the segues are just a whole nother level of segues.
Speaking of segues,
Yeah.
I rode a Segway in New Orleans.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
How was
actually
it?
really cool. Speaking of film in the United States, they have a great film commission. They get all the big ones down there, like all the Terminators, all the
Yeah.
Percy Jackson movies.
You
all
just segued via a segue
that. I did.
to the filmmaking
I
in Nolo.
Nolo.
Wow.
Was that like YOLO?
Yeah. Nola.
Nola.
There you go.
Yeah, New Orleans. Anyway, it was really fun. Kristen and I went down there for her aunt's book signing, and we got to kind of explore the city. We did a 2-hour long Segway tour. It's really cool.
And to bring it all full circle, New Orleans is pretty much the complete opposite of Qatar.
Cutter.
You can drink whatever you want down
Actually,
there.
they encourage you
Yeah.
to drink everywhere.
Absolutely. They
Yeah.
actually have a board of reviews if you're not drinking. You have to go in front of a council.
What is wrong
And they
with you?
say, "What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is the relationship like with your spouse and your family? What is your religion? Because you, my friend, have a problem
Yeah.
because you are not drinking right now.
Not drinking.
Why are you not naked right now?"
Good Lord. Oh,
Oh, that's what happens on this show.
to do another tie-in with your VR puke buckets. That's what New Orleans streets are like.
And folks, this is what happens when you have a show that goes live to tape. We don't edit this stuff. This is just gold.
No. Speaking of editing.
And we're not even drinking today.
Speaking of editing, when are you going to finish Kill Game?
Yeah, it'll happen. We're not drinking today. And this is what, wow. Great. Good times.
Crazy.
Hey, it's been a fun show.
It really has. We learned a lot about Qatar.
Yeah.
And how hard it is to get alcohol down there. But we also learned about their thriving film industry.
Absolutely. And the thing that I'm really excited about is, what's to come on the coming episodes. This wrapped up our exploring the bottom of the barrel.
It did.
We don't mean that in a negative way.
No.
Because sometimes the bottom of the barrel is the best part.
It is. Just our lowest number of listeners
here. So this is
the last week of January.
Wrapping it up.
Yeah,
no. We're already through the first month of the year.
Welcome back month is already over.
But we're excited, folks, because starting next week, February, the month of love.
It's a big one.
It's coming to you, and we realize that we've got some female listeners, and we do not feature as many females on the show, not by choice, mind you.
No.
We have invited multiple females onto the show. They've not been available until now.
Yeah.
But that all changes in February.
February is all about the females.
That's right.
Really
We're going to kick it off week 1 with the head of the Film Commission in Cincinnati,
Kristen Irwin. Yep.
She's going to be sharing her thoughts on film commissions, tax incentives, film in general.
What's to come for the future, maybe? Yeah.
What we as filmmakers can learn from these sorts of things. How can we take advantage of them?
We're going to talk, again, Oscars with her because we had a film that was shot here nominated for Best Cinematography.
Carol.
So, actually, it was nominated for 6 awards.
Absolutely. So that's going to be fun. And then week 2, we're going to have on Laura Linville.
Yeah. Production designer around here.
Yep. And she's going to talk about, building sets and art directing and sort of getting the right look.
Collection of, set dressing.
She's the coolest person ever.
She's great.
Then
week 3.
Week 3 comes in with our dear friend, Sarah Hine.
Exactly. She'll talk production.
Producer.
Yeah.
Extraordinaire. And she...
bringing a project to fruition.
Yeah. And she's just great. I love her.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
So a member of our little production family.
Yeah,
here.
we use her all the time.
Yeah. What's week 4?
Week 4 is the 51% ladies.
That is the female bourbon club that meets monthly, right?
Yeah, and they're going to come in and they're going to talk. They're going to go deeper into bourbon than we've ever even imagined.
They know way more than we do.
They might know way more than Bourbon Dave.
Dan?
Bourbon Dan.
Dan, we're sorry. Your name's Dan.
Sorry, Dan.
But yeah, no, they meet once monthly and they sample all the good stuff. So
yeah, it's like Girls Gone Wild.
Except with bourbon, and they keep their clothes on.
They don't really go wild, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of fun. So I'm really excited about February. I think it's going to be a great month of shows.
As am I.
And
we're going to learn a lot.
We're going to dig deep into to filmmaking talk. If you love filmmaking talk, you're going to love February because it's going to be nothing but crazy filmmaking talk. No geography. No geography.
Darn it.
And
I want to know about the highest point in Cincinnati.
But just so forewarning, we are going to hit you heavy with bourbon on the final week. It's going to be almost completely a bourbon show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's good because we're like the #1 bourbon podcast.
Yeah, we got to stick to that. Show them what we're all about.
We got to show people, we got to give them what they want. So,
bourbon podcast. Yeah.
So anyway, it's been great. Thanks so much, listeners. Check out the new website, ftbpodcast.com. Log on to check out this week's Top 5. The blog post will be out there. Yep. We'd love for you guys to share this content. Of course, always go to iTunes. Give us that 5-star rating.
And review.
And who knows, one day we might all make it out there together.
For sure. And don't forget to weigh in on the Twitter poll on what you want us to do at NAB.
Twitter poll, it's up for 24 hours. What do you want us to cover at NAB? We need to know now so that we can have a plan.
Exactly. Oh, and go to Vimeo, Doha Film Institute, and check out the trailers that Brandon was talking about.
Yep.
So
do it.
Very cool.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
This podcast was recorded live at Sound Images Studio. Find out more at soundimages.com.